Yeah, this is a big tree, all right. I hadn't realized it was quite this big, actually. You demons. I mean, this is a really pretty badass version of God, taking over a statue to go into the world to personally fight demonic legions that are terrorizing the humans. I don't get why a religious person would be offended by that at all. So this is the inside of the tree, is it? Is that a caterpillar demon? Is this a bubble demon? It's a bubble demon. I really do like this sort of, pseudo, orchestral, Super Famicom sound chip kind of music. Forget it, just kill it. Okay, it's not worth our trouble. Let's see then. So, is this like the trunk been carved out and we're inside of it, I guess? I think that's what's going on here. It's a rather maze-like level, isn't it? Or maybe I'm just very bad at knowing where I am. Maybe, or could be a little bit of both. Those are not mutually exclusive. Just for points? No! Points are never worth it. It's like they're tricking you. They make you think that you're gonna find something good, and instead it's just points. Just so many points. Then again, everything in the world is just so many points of data, isn't it? Well, it is if you're a statistician. Statistics are very interesting. Everything tends towards the mean. That's a random sampling variation for you. Why was that shield defending it even though its back was to us? I don't know. More caterpillar demons? Birds normally eat those things! I guess the demons have a little more camaraderie among them than nature does, so I guess that goes in the face of all my remarks about how they're like, embody nature. They're like nature spirits. Alright, what's in this chamber, huh? Eyeballs. Just more points. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for apples. For health items. Delicious and nutritious. Alright, forget it. The bubbles are just trouble. Nothing but trouble. And we got Mr. I there again. Bubbles, Mr. I. What's even the theme of these demons? I would think it'd be ice, but the only ice-looking guy are the guys who are blue-skinned and bald and look kind of like Mr. Freeze, like those guys there who use ice shields and throw ice axes. How the heck am I gonna get through this, though? Well, what am I saying? The master always gets through these things. He has to. But admittedly, the problem of having your national symbol be threatened is a little less pressing than some of these other places. Like Itos' very actual survival was threatened. At least they were luxurious enough in their, in their living that they could worry about things like, like, who in the world would be fast enough to actually dodge all those axes by ducking and jumping over and over, huh? I mean, somebody would. Clearly that person is not me, though. That's another weird thing, these birds move in such an erratic way that they always hit me, because I don't know what to expect from them. I can see that you need 4 lives in this stage. It's kind of weird. I feel like on every single stage I need to relearn the controls again, because I always have to check in a sort of paranoid way to make sure that I don't have the jump and attack buttons mixed up. I can see the appeal of these kinds of, intense, side-scrolling arcade action games with the big sprites. The kind of classical setting here is what makes me okay with the big beefy guy aesthetic. not normally into the, oh, you know, we have super muscular action heroes kind of look. Frankly, I think it's pretty stupid looking, usually, but it works here. It works here because you have this whole classical thing going on. And you know how the Greeks were into big muscular guys. Of course, the Greeks were also, you know, not exactly Christians for, you know, most of their history. Then again, they did end up becoming, you know, Christians later on. Very much so. I mean, they kind of introduced, you know, Greeks introduced Christianity into places like Ethiopia and Russia. Of course, that's Eastern Orthodox, but rather than the Catholic Church. But I think the Eastern Orthodox is pretty interesting stuff. I much prefer, for example, the Eastern Orthodox sort of conception of hell, which is rather than hell is like this place where God, who's supposedly, you know, merciful and stuff, and, like, forgiving, according to the Christians anyway, tortures people forever. Doesn't sound very, forgiving to me. But in, Orthodoxy, it's less, that hell is a place where God tortures sinners forever, which is a very problematic doctrine, really, and is more a state where people who do not, you know, who do not like God or do not agree with his ways or whatever, they end up in the state of hell. Which I think is a much better idea. Certainly in the Old Testament, there's really nothing about hell. And God is very, very ruthless in the Old Testament. I mean, like, extremely cruel and draconian, like, non-stop throughout the whole thing. Whereas, and if they don't mention hell there, you know, of course they don't mention hell there because, well, certainly the anthropological explanation is that, people in that age of development would, cared only about the here and now, or mainly about it anyway. So the real thing that, you know, people would want, God to be able to help them with is stuff like, growing crops or having children. And so they would pray for help with that, and that's what they wanted God to help them with. Not, oh, well, when I die, you know, what's going to happen to me then? Like, being able to worry about that kind of stuff is a luxury. I mean, that's why you often have, see leisure classes in societies being the ones that get way into religion, because it's sort of a status symbol. I wonder if my friend of mine's ever heard of this game. He'd be into this kind of stuff. The weird religious themes, the fact that it's, you know, Japanese, all this other crazy stuff going on, and he'd be into that stuff. What? We're gonna ride one of those bubbles. The bubbles might have been attacking us before, but, well. Alright, here we go. This time we're gonna be ready for whatever just happened up here. Oh yeah, the bird dropped a caterpillar. Caterpillar demon. The infamous caterpillar demon. Talk about true horror. Now see, there are some more of the hostile bubbles. I don't even know why there are all these bubbles in a tree. Doesn't quite seem to fit the overall tree theme, at least to me. But what do I know, huh? Perhaps this is some kind of bubble tree. A tree that grows bubbles. I'm trying to really think, is it like resin? Is it like tree resin? Is that what this is supposed to be? Are these little bubbles going to shoot out any projectiles? I don't think they are, actually. Oh, they just hurt us just by touching them. Oh. Great. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. I don't really know what else I could have done there, so... Oh, and the yellow bubbles are also hostile. I see. Well, fine. Go! There we go. Oh, come on. It's just so relentless. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna make this. Unless I find a... you know... an apple. Oh, that's a spooky demon, I gotta say. Oh, well, we wasted that one. Or perhaps not. Using magic, we might have been able to beat it, too. and save the people of Northwall once and for all. They respawn! No! Here I was thinking this might be basically possible. You might say that was somewhat cheap, but whatever saves our people. Our people and their national monument. My cherub, I keep telling you, this isn't unexpected. This is what I think is going to happen at this point. Thank our master for ridding our land, Northwall of all monsters. Now we can carry on by ourselves. Thank you for taking care of us. Always nice to have people singing your praises, dancing around a temple, chanting. Okay, so maybe it is kind of sinful because, you know, it makes you, feel like God, and that's supposed to be bad for some reason. We're gonna finish up the construction of the city, though. There we are. Now it's completely built up to the farthest edge of the areas where it's just frozen forever. You guys are doing pretty well with all your farming, despite the permafrost. I would have thought that this soil here would be very infertile. Well, I'm glad things have worked out for you. My cherub, we've almost done cleansing the world of the demon's influence. Of course, what they've done cannot be totally undone. Their memory will linger on. But we can make the world almost as if they never walked on its surface. We still never got herbs to cure the plague, though. Oh well, perhaps we'll find something at Marana. I don't need you to tell me this, my cherub. We will cleanse this island of Marana of the demonic influence. Or closing in on Satan.